Well, welcome back. It's Monday. We've made it through the weekend. Temperature's definitely dropped, but jumpers a go-go. And I think this is probably the first YouTube thing I've done with you guys that's not involved any flowers at all. And you might be wondering what on earth there is doing a selection of vases. But over the weekend I did a micro wedding, but it was massive, it was big. And it just got me thinking actually about containers for when you start out. You know, we've been going as a business for 13 years. Yeah, 13 years. And I remember when we first started, we had nothing, you know, not much equipment. We didn't have vases for anything, you know, like these here. And it's kind of, I think for me it felt a bit like guesswork, you know, what do I have? Because at that point, this makes me old, there was no Pinterest, there was there Facebook? I don't even know. But things like, there was probably only 2 wedding blogs, so, you know, interesting inspiration for brides wasn't so much there. Obviously magazines were around, but in terms of on the internet, there wasn't a huge amount, so we sort of guessed our way. But I just wanted to look at a few containers, just in terms of thinking about, you know, if you are new to the floristry industry, what would be sensible to get? What's you know, what should I do in terms of if I'm thinking about becoming a wedding florist or an event florist? What's the best thing to do? And I just thought, really simple. I've got 6 little containers. I mean, these 2 are the same. And these are probably the not bane of my life, but you'll get used to always adding to your collection. So jam jars. This was a trend, crikey, that came over from the US, I don't know, feels like it's been here forever, but 3, 4, maybe 5 years ago, sort of collections of jam jars. And people would decorate their jars. They'll put, you know, ribbons and lace and all sorts, and then you fill them up with flowers. So that's the first one. This next one, good old clip jar. I really like them, and I've got a collection that I just found in France when I went for the weekend. We went to a brocante and I found some old vintage ones. So I bought those and I hired them out, and I just like them for a larger hand tie. They're just something that's a bit different. So you can buy them, you know, from a hardware store or wherever you get your glassware from. I mean, look on eBay and that sort of thing. But as a good sort of fairly inexpensive one to stock up on, so there's that. This one, I mean, to be honest, I haven't done anything in cubes for quite a while. But I think if you're building your portfolio, you know, to have a slightly more classic hand tie in here, you know, could do the job. So, and that's the thing, it's about building your portfolio and showing what you're capable of. We work in a very visual industry, obviously, and it's important for people to be able to see what you're able to create. These I found in a wholesaler local to me. I used them a couple of times last year for weddings. They're nice in that they raise things up, and you don't raise the arrangement up, obviously, because it's a footed bowl. I've never gone too high with them, so you know, you've got that, and then you're probably going up to about here with flowers. I like them again for for something different. They're quite sweet. And again, you probably only need 1 per table. If a bride is worried about flowers taking up too much space, this can create quite a relaxed sort of thing. Chicken wire is the way forward. To do a hand tie in here it's too short. It needs to be deeper. But yeah, chicken wire then allows you to go full throttle. So there's that one. And this one, just for something completely different. I've used these again a couple of times. You tend to lose, once you put flowers in, you tend to lose the shape of the container a bit. So I think unless you go bigger with geometric shapes, it's difficult to see what it is. I have used oasis in these, but I've also used moss, so just a ball of moss with chicken wire around it in the middle, and that's worked a treat. So yeah, just something for, something different. The other one I haven't put in the picture is good old, can you see it? Jug. This is a large cream jug, so there's a smaller size that you can get. But we used to use these a lot, but not so much anymore. But again, like the glass cube, I kind of think, you know, they're sort of just another interesting container, and one that you can use to, you know, to build your portfolio. So I thought it was a good idea if you see my face, rather than just a ghostly voice talking. I think the main thing for this one that I wanted to think about was that you don't have to feel like you have to have every container under the sun, you know, to get those clients that you want to get. And I think it takes time for you to, I know for me it was building up confidence, looking at what was possible, experimenting with ideas and seeing what you liked. And I think as well it's about finding your style, you know, what sort of containers do you like using, and then I think you sell those more easily to clients. You know, things like when you do, I'm starting to build a collection up of these, I guess they're Victorian sort of display things, display cases, putting them on a log slice and then putting flowers in. The other one I've got is a glass cake stand, so kind of fairly wide design. I like working with these, but again I've built my collection up over time, found some in junk shops, found some in sort of hardware stores, and these ones, I mean, for the most part I've used oases and put it in the middle and then built the arrangement around, but you can do, I've done it with moss and chicken wire also. But again, you know, it's about building your confidence. It's about thinking, actually, what do I want to do next? Do I want to try something new, or do I want to stick to some, you know, it's perfectly okay in your portfolio just to have 3 or 4 designs that you feel comfortable doing, and you do those, and you do those well. And I think that's the thing, it's about doing them well, and being confident in them. Then you can start branching out once you get yourself going. But this is nothing new under the sun, in a sense. You know, this is just my thoughts on what sort of mechanics that you need in starting your business up. And also partly this came out of not just doing the wedding at the weekend, but I got asked by a journalist what are the biggest expenses in starting a business up. I think that's something to think about. My advice to that journalist was that as a florist you make connections to prop hire companies so that you can hire from them, because that's what I did early on. I found a prop hire company and built a good relationship with her, and then I could use all of her equipment and hire it out to my brides. So that's probably another really sensible thing to do. But I hope you found this helpful. Really appreciate all the new subscribers. Had some lovely comments, and as always, you know, comment away, share, like, and do subscribe if you haven't already. So look forward to seeing you next time.